Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another Brewnomics podcast. This week we're going to be talking about the Suicide Squad, or the Tuicide Squad as I like to call it. I'm Jerry.
I'm Vic.
I'm Paula.
How you guys doing?
Good, my man. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Yeah, we'll get into this movie, but as always, spoilers. So if you don't like it being spoiled, well, it's going to happen. Not like right away. But first, let's drink a beer, and then we'll get into it, since, that's really why we came here.
That's how we roll.
Not to hang out and talk about things, to just drink beer.
It is the fundamental reason we get together.
The first beer is from E9. We've had them a few times on the podcast. They're pretty good. Oh, this is a collaboration. E9 and Double Mountain. Brewing Grisette Ale. 2021 collaboration series. I don't know what a Grisette Ale is.
Yeah, you got me, my man, but we do have the internet available, so if you give me
We had some sort of
half a sec
Google's
here,
machine.
I'll hit the box, see what it says. A grisette is a variety of beer originating from the mining regions along the border of France and Belgium. It is a close relative of farmhouse ale, so right among where I'm at with a saison. I'm digging it already.
Just from the initial pour, granted we use plastic cups like assholes on here when we do this, but it looks lighter, almost got kind of like a champagne color and carbonation look to it.
Ooh, it does. It does have that saison sort of quality to it as well. Yeah, with the color and the bubs.
Shane and Matt are back in the kitchen again. Longtime friends coming together to finally brew one of their favorite styles of beer. A delicious and crisp Belgian-style ale. Prost. Alright, so yeah, you're pretty spot on there. 4.8%.
I'm glad the Google box didn't fail me.
Right, that's what we got. Now let's, I guess, drink it and see what we think. Grisette. I wonder if that's the name of the region. If we're totally butchering the pronunciation.
Oh, we probably are.
Grisette.
Yeah, it's France, so it's French and Belgium, so right on the border of France and Belgium. Tasty though. First reaction, nice.
Not a bad beverage at all. Not one tiny little bit. I wish it were a little bit more alcoholic than a 4.8. That's a little gentle.
Yeah, 4.8 rockin'. Yeah, a little gentler than I'd
But
like.
still not bad. Good flavor. Really good flavor. Really good smell. I like the way it dances on your tongue, says hello, and then kind of fitters off. No, I can totally dig this one. I'll give it a 3.5. Does its job well from the little understanding that I now have of a Grisette Ale.
I'm sure it's not Italian, but I'm thinking what you're doing.
Grisette! It is now.
No, I like this a lot too. I'm gonna go 3.75. I like the flavor profile. I like it is in line with that farmhouse style saison that I like so much. I wish it was a little higher ABV, but I'm okay with it. It's a good all day drinker, so yeah. 3.75.
Absolutely. Go great with a schnitzel sandwich.
Yep. DK.
What was the restaurant called in Beer Fest? It was like
Schnitz and giggles.
Schnitz and Giggles.
Oh yes, the Schnitz and Giggles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd love to go there, by the way. That were real place.
I really want to be there.
A lot of fun. They have Poker Night. It's crisp, like Jerry said. It dances.
Yeah.
And I was a little surprised by that at first, and then as we kept dancing, I just had a really good time.
It dances the polka while you're listening to accordion music, and for some reason, it fucking works.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
the best night
It's
ever.
crazy. Yeah. It doesn't look good on paper, but you're like, you know what, it does. Yeah.
3.25.
Right on. So we're all kind of in the same range there. Well,
Cool.
shall we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode,
Let's
as
get
they
in.
say?
Let's get into it, my man.
Excellent. So the Suicide Squad, it's like is it a soft reboot? I would say a soft reboot. Not a hard reboot, because they kind of make some references to the first movie.
I would agree. It's a form of a continuation,
Mhm.
but they completely disregard what's happening in
Yeah.
the first movie. So.
Really, it just shows that, like, the people that know each other recognize that they know each other.
Yeah.
They're homies, you know. They've gone to battle before.
Agreed.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Paula, tell us about the movie.
What is El Plato?
The plot of the movie. Everybody dies. Not everybody dies.
A lot of people die.
90% of the movie dies.
That the whole plot.
Yeah.
Oh. Anything you'd like to fill in?
I guess there's some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, team never dies, they like to be called, or team dies all the time. You take your pick, it's how it rolls off the tongue, really. So yeah, it takes place in this fictional country called the Corto Maltese, which is an island off South America, essentially. And the Suicide Squad, if you're unfamiliar with them, is a team that is basically, nobody cares about them, they're expendable.
They're a Black Ops team of a bunch of ex-cons with superpowers that, yeah, very expendable, and you can kill them under the radar.
Straight up, also known as Task Force X for those playing along at home.
Not to be confused with Marvel's Task Force X.
Correct them in that. Yeah, they seem to borrow from each other a lot. But initially, basically, yeah, Suicide Squad gets deployed. Their goal is to take down this place called Jotunheim, which is a research facility in the Corto Maltese. But as this is happening, they're undergoing many regimes, governmental changes in presidents,
Military coup sort of thing.
all that sort of stuff. I think I counted 3 at least that happened in the movie. So I was like, wow, there's just a lot of changes going on. And so the Suicide Squad is charged with going to Jotunheim, taking down this Project Starfish and everything at Jotunheim. And then hijinks ensue. Craziness happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good way to say it without getting into spoilers. Without, I guess, spoiling the movie, what did you guys think about the movie? Did you like it? Were you glad you watched it? Did you dislike it? How did you think it compared kind of the first one?
Yeah, sure, I'll go, I guess. People are looking at me funny. So, I really like this movie. James Gunn, in my opinion, one of the greatest directors out there right now, and he did a phenomenal job with balancing story, plot, action, and creating connections with characters. And so I had a really fun time watching this movie. I fully enjoyed it, and it's one of the better DC movies out there, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah, he clearly specializes in weirdo team-up movies and being able to execute it, I think, quite well.
Absolutely.
I would say it's the best DC movie I've seen yet, honestly. I really enjoyed it. I watched it twice already. It made me laugh really hard. The action was great. The CGI was wonderful.
Good.
Exceptionally wonderful in a lot of ways. Yeah. I think it was so much better than the first one. The character introductions were better. The way things were executed, the way people were executed, all of it, I think, was a much higher level. Obviously, bringing James Gunn in, the soundtrack was immensely better too.
Also true.
Yeah, no, I kind of dug it, but I guess let's get into it. Baseline, let's talk about the characters. So many characters.
So many.
I like how they started with thinking Savant, aka Michael Rooker, was going to be the main character for it, right? We kind of get at the POV. It seems like it's coming through his eyes. Savant, if you're unaware of him, he's a C-list Batman villain. I don't know if I've ever read anything with this guy in.
I don't even really understand what his abilities are, but it sounds like he's just really good at placing things certain places.
Right. Which, it's interesting to me how many characters in this have the exact same powers, and they actually, to the point where they, mock themselves.
Oh, totally.
Because of it.
Almost similar backgrounds and abilities. To
yeah. Yeah, we'll kind of get into that in a second with the next round. But yeah, first round of characters, Savant, Michael Rooker. Yeah, again, when he has a racquetball that he can throw anywhere he wants to. Weird one. We have the beloved Javelin. I love Flula Borg. I was so excited he was in a movie.
Me too, man. I was super
and I guess, comic book wise, if you look him up, he was a former German Olympian. Can you guess what his sport of choice was?
Is it the javelin?
Nailed it.
Nice.
For whatever reason, turned to a life of crime, and he would have all these gimmick javelins to where they might explode or whatever. He might just stab you with them or give you a back rub. Just different types of javelins.
Sure.
But he was a character that, he in the original Suicide Squad, he dies in issue 1, in the first 5 pages.
Oh, he does?
Kind of like this, a lot of characters do. So, as much as you love them, they're all, like Colin said, they're all going to die.
Dude, nobody's safe, man.
TDK, a.k.a. the Detachable Kid, played by Nathan Fillion. My understanding is this is a new character for this movie, but clearly it's on Fall Off Boy.
Dude, 100%.
Most definitely.
Didn't you love that he was drinking Mr. Pibb? Because he was a knockoff character drinking a knockoff soda. Did you catch that?
I did.
It cracked me up. Oh, his introduction to sipping a Mr. Pibb.
I was like, why not a DP? I was like, oh, I get it. Nicely done.
Who else we got in the first round, Paula?
Well, back to TDK. In the comics, you know, he took his arm off and he beat people with it.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, he's like, if I want to go there, I'm going to go there. I'm going to say it. Spoilers already there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
He has like, he can control his arms as they're floating around, and he's just like slapping people in the face.
Yeah, he's like an arm dancer. I don't even know what to call that.
What is it?
Like an arm dancer.
The way Lathan Fillion was like acting with his body while his arms were like just moving across the battle.
And they were just floating. They weren't like super quick or anything.
It was hilarious.
Nathan Fillion's great.
He's gold, man. I loved every part of that moment.
We see Sean Gunn several times.
Yeah. Weasel. I don't know if this is a real character or something for the movie based off of. I don't really know.
I feel like it is a real character, but also one of those that nobody's really ever heard of.
Right? I just love that it's fucking the director's brother, and he's the first one to die. They didn't check if this fucking weasel could swim or not on a mission that involves jumping into the ocean and swimming to a beach. They're like, who does the research? You don't know what phobias they have. You know? I also love the bit where they had like a fucking betting pool on how long they were going to last.
So great, dude. So great.
But I love Paul said it best. He's like, wow, his brother's the first one to die.
Yeah.
He was also someone else. Like, they should have showed him. Sean Gunn. Who was he?
He was Calendar Man.
Calendar Man.
Yeah, we'll get into that bit in the Easter eggs. But yeah, that's the first one. That was fun. How he was Calendar Man. Who do we have? Mongal?
Mongal, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In the comics, she is the daughter of Mongol from Warworld. And I think she had a fight with her brother, also Mongol, and he killed her. So she doesn't have like a lot of comic information, so it was a good character just to pull off to, you know, what an interesting way to go.
Yeah.
Like you could take down a helicopter. I guess she did.
She did? Yeah.
She took down the helicopter.
Well, because I was really unfamiliar with her, but I was like, I guess she is like related to Mongols, so I mean, super strength. She probably has the ability to sway that chopper a bit.
Yeah, she fucking killed Boomerang.
Straight up, dude. Yeah.
Accidentally.
I was like, no, John.
I know. I saw this one video that was like, I don't know, maybe he'll come back. It's a Boomerang. They're supposed to come back.
God damn. That's good.
Who else did they have? Oh, and Blackguard.
Good old Pete motherfucking Davidson.
So I guess James Gunn called him. He was like, do you want to be in the Suicide Squad? I don't know. What's the role? Character's name is Dick Hertz. I'm in.
Yeah.
Like that was it. That's all I needed to know. Yeah, Blackguard, just a Booster Gold villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you know. Got to be the one that turns on him.
Basically, yeah.
Like almost every Suicide Squad story, there's always somebody turning on someone.
Dude, there's an asshole in every bunch, man. It happened to be Pete Davidson on this one. But, I mean, I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing. My character name is Dick Hurt. Where do I sign?
Right. I do. I love how all these characters show up, like, big names characters, like fucking Pete Davidson and Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion, just to die before their, like, the credits even roll. And their name pops up on the
First
screen.
5 minutes, man. Oh my gosh. But how fun. Like, I think James Gunn was super creative in the way he just did, like, title cards in the movie. I was like, I've not really seen this before, and I love the way that he's done that. So
Absolutely love the title cards in the movie. I think they were really, really fucking clever. Whatever it was, whether it was the missions popping up or the location change, it was, I agree. There were some of the cooler gun title cards in it.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Cool.
So, yeah, I love that. It's just, we have this first group who we get introduced to and we think is going to be the main group and they all fucking die. Like, instantly.
Well, it shows, like, they are the Suicide Squad, right?
Right.
You get to feel that, you know, Amanda knew, like, sometimes you get really shitty fucking villains in there. They're going to die immediately, you know, just like, there's so many of them, just put them in there.
Like,
whatever.
and that was the exact, like, objective, or, like, just a distraction. I was like, well, and you just think, too, like, why would she have 2 Suicide Squads?
They're just all the ones she doesn't want to deal with anymore.
Yeah, she's like, because, like, everyone's literally like, what a piece of shit power. Fucking TDK, his arms are just moving. Like, fucking Mongol, just dick holes and like meaningless powers, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool, I get it.
Right. And they're gone.
And goodbye.
Yeah. Then we get to the
A
team,
team.
the A team,
Yeah.
Group 2. Tell us about Group
Whoa.
2.
Yeah, Group 2. So this is led by Bloodsport, also played by Idris Elba. Basically, rip off a Deadshot, essentially. So he's the Floyd Lawton counterpart that we're not seeing in this movie.
Like, right. In prison for whatever stupid reason, shooting back Superman with a kryptonite-laced bullet. Has
A daughter?
a daughter, a poor relationship with his daughter that ends up being the motivation, just like fucking...
Just like Floyd.
Just like Floyd, pretty much the same power set.
Yep.
Like almost the same backstory and everything.
Dude, to the highest degree, man. Yeah. The only thing that's different about him, because I was super unfamiliar with him, I was like, he gets his technology from some warehouse, and that's all I could find on
Right,
yeah.
right. Futuristic technology. And then I guess he did actually, I couldn't find which comic it was, but one of the sites I was looking at said he did actually shoot Superman with a kryptonite bullet after drawing him out from murking like 25 people in a row.
Jeez.
Yeah, Lex Luthor, I guess, hired him to do it.
But he's like, you also have to kill like 30 people.
Yeah, but he
Okay.
murked like almost 30 people.
Good God. Wow.
Pretty fucked up.
That's super fucked
I
up.
liked them more than Deadshot.
Well, I think it's because Idris Elba, in my opinion, is a superior actor between the two.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I like his
Agreed.
action more. I think he's got better charisma. I think his American accent in this movie was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad.
He wasn't hiding it.
Like, you might as well have just said he was British. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But that cracked me up. That was a terrible American.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, he's not even trying at this point, but it doesn't matter. I don't care.
But dude, then I love it. They introduced Peacemaker, aka John Cena, or whatever his generic name is, Chris Smith. But I love it how she's like, his father was a mercenary that trained him how to kill from a child. And I just love that. Are you taking a piss? It was verbatim.
Yeah.
The same background story they gave fucking Bloodsport. Oh my god, that cracked me up.
Yeah, it was so good. That was like how you know, like, Idris Elba's not even worried about his accent or his language. He's like, are you having a go at me?
Right, right. Especially this motherfucker's American.
He's like, that's exactly my story. He's like,
Or maybe I guess it was just good enough to confuse the Corto Maltesians, Maltese?
the Maltesians.
Of course. What do you guys? Oh, so let's talk about King Shark or Nanawe.
The Nawe?
The Nanawe.
The Nawe. No.
Mocap Steve Agee.
Okay.
Another one that has two roles in it. He was I can't remember what his name was.
Weasel?
No. Well, because he played King Shark. He did the mocap for King Shark, and then he was the big white guy that worked next to Amanda Waller in The Office.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Steve Agee.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
the same guy that did King Shark, voiced by Sylvester Stallone.
Huh.
It was, I thought, pretty fun voice acting in that
It
one.
was really good voice acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could probably guess villain of Aquaman. Because that's the only thing
No.
that would make
Yeah.
sense. What do you think of his King Shark? What do you guys think of that CGI?
I thought it was pretty decent. Yeah. For what was there, it was pretty decent. Like, I didn't have too many issues with what was going on in the scene there. So.
I saw it look fantastic.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed with it, like how it actually looked like real sharks getting in the eyes and everything. I thought it looked wonderful. That must have been very expensive to make.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Also, it's interesting to me that King Shark has like impenetrable skin. Right, we see him just fall like 30 stories and he's fine and just get shot point blank with just riddled with all types of bullets. How the fuck did they get that needle in the back of his head to give him the bomb?
Did they? No, I didn't.
Yeah,
They
I
did.
guess we don't see it, but we don't see him penetrated. But like when she flips up the switches or whatever with the bombs,
King
we
Shark's
see
on
him there. Was that just like was she bluffing? She's like, he's so dumb. If we tell him we did it, he'll think we did it.
That was exactly my
like I was
thought.
saying, that kind of occurred to me earlier today. I was like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did they penetrate his? A machine gun can't do this. An RPG can't get through his skin.
And fucking Bloodshot's like advanced technology gun cannot penetrate his skin either.
Right. And I guess we see whatever those little creatures were biting them, those cute little assholes.
Probably aliens or something. Yeah.
Whatever those teeth were. So maybe the right needle point can, but yeah, that was.
I had the same exact. I'm glad we have the same thought on that
Well,
one because I was like, it's
possible plot hole.
Yeah, because I was like, either they go through his mouth, like through his mouth to do that, or they just assume he's too dumb, they can just control him with doing whatever.
Right. and then they bring in some really weird characters. Not that Peacemaker wasn't weird. God, I love John Cena in this. But then we get Polka Dot Man, Dave Desmalchia. I think that's how you say his last name.
Something like that, like Dustmalchian or something. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's
dude.
a tough one.
Yeah.
But another weird Batman villain. I don't really know much about the history of Polka Dot Man besides he shoots polka dots. I guess has a weird polka dot.
Which are like incendiary, like small incendiary devices. It sounds like, yeah.
But he's pretty cool in this one. I just think this guy David Desmalchia, as we'll call him, a really underrated actor.
Super good, dude.
Like, I liked him a lot. He was really good in this one. I loved it after, I guess, kind of jumping around, but just whatever the little subtlety when they're on the roof after they capture the thinker, and he's like, "That's suicide." And we're like, "That's our thing." And then fucking Polka Dot Man just suddenly like does that weird thing and just goes, "Yeah." Just the way he did it.
While eating an
cracking me up.
empanada.
While eating his empanada, just suddenly. He's like, "I don't know how to talk shit, but I feel like I have to right now." So, yeah.
Well, yeah. What the interesting element is that you kind of feel for this guy too. He ends up becoming a little bit of the heart and soul of the team, as it were, because he's kind of crazy, but his heart's in a good place.
He's vulnerable,
Yeah,
right? But he
super.
genuinely is a nice guy.
Cares about everyone.
Yeah.
Milton.
Red Milton.
Rip.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ratcatcher 2. I love that. It's not just Ratcatcher Jr. I love Ratcatcher 2.
Always referred to as the second.
This chick was good, man. Daniela Melchior. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Milquois. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
she's French. I'm
Give
guessing.
power. You can command.
Rats.
Neat.
But she's basically
Like, how are you going to make that one work? She found a way.
They did. She's like the port over for Squirrel Girl, in my opinion. You're like, what can you do with an army of squirrels? Apparently, in some cases, you can take down Thanos.
Right, or in this case, if I can take down Starro, that require the entire Justice League several times.
Exactly.
But she was really good. I liked she was the gentle one. You know, she didn't really want to be there either, but, didn't want to have her head blown off.
Also fair.
I've never seen this girl before, but I thought she did a good job in it.
I liked her a lot, honestly. She played... I have no, recollection of the character, how it's supposed to look, but I really enjoyed what she did in this film.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
No idea. I don't even know who Ratcatcher was the villain for.
Yeah, I don't either. Ratcatcher 1, if you're aware, people, was played by Taika Waititi, which is just phenomenal.
Again, I love it. Another character that fucking comes in for 2 minutes just to die.
Just to die. But,
In this case, a heroin overdose.
and Taika Waititi's so good, he has an impact on the story and your connection to the characters right off the bat. I'm just so good, so good.
And I guess lastly, you can't talk about Ratcatcher without Sebastian.
My little Sebastian. Yeah, so little Sebastian in this film is her basically personal rat. You know?
A very smart, friendly little rat, voiced by D. Bradley Baker, who is one of the best voice actors out there.
That rat had a voice. I didn't even realize that. I watched
was
the film
voiced,
twice.
Yep, had a voice. It made squeaks and stuff.
Oh my god. Outrageous.
But I love it. D. Bradley Baker, he's a great voice actor. But I think this is the 8th time he's played his character was a rat.
Good God.
Most famously, he's Ratatouille.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So that's why it's extra hilarious when Bloodsport calls him Ratatouille later
Yeah.
in the thing, because he actually is.
Well, yeah, I thought they were just joking around. I was like, that's hilarious because of the, yeah. And then, Sebastian. Okay.
So, yeah, I guess that's kind of, damn. I feel like that's an exceptionally long character intros for movies that we do, because there were, like, if you look at the silhouette of the Suicide Squad on the like poster on HBO Max, it's fucking 14 characters.
It's a huge amount of people. And all people really you're super unfamiliar with, and so yeah, it does take a bit to get through. But yeah, that is Pot and Cast, everyone. Let's get to a beer.
I know. You wouldn't think we'd have to get another beer just after the cast. Fuck, 14, y'all. Okay, next up we got from Melvin, controversial brewery, back into Haze. Hazy IPA. If you're not sure why Melvin's controversial, give it a goose. You'll find it.
There, promise.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about their beer. So, the Back into Haze is, I bet you could guess what type of beer it is. It's a Hazy IPA. So,
I was going to go with Hazy IPA.
yeah. What do we got on Untapped?
Yeah, so Untapped has this at 6.4% ABV, 58 IBUs. It has an average rating of 3.83, and this comes from about 8,300 ratings thus far.
We got 6.5 on the can.
Always
So
trust
a
the
little
can.
bit higher on the can.
Pretty close. All right. Yeah, let's read the description. Here it goes. From melvinbrewing.com. So this is where we're getting that information from. Back in the haze of the TMU days, we were dropping fresh loads of hops into our beers after the boil, and even more in the fermenter. People thought we were crazy. Why would you waste so much money and hops? Turns out we're making beer from the future. Now they call it cold pool and DDH. Just saying letters now. My, how times have changed, but we're still blasting IPAs with juicy flavors for the hop heads. Things are just a little bit hazier. We laid down this crushable groove with Sabro, Citra, and Mosaic hops, bringing tropical flavors to keep your taste buds dancing.
All right.
What are TMU days?
I have no idea.
Oh, what does DDH mean and cold pooling? I have questions.
I have questions too. It seems like a lot of words.
Yeah.
Doesn't really say much.
No.
Like a lot of it's like one of those people that talk a whole lot and never say anything.
100%.
That's what this description.
I have a good time reading it, I'll be honest.
Well, you have a great voice, so it's nice to listen to. But I'm like, what are you trying to say?
I have no idea what I said. That's an interesting flavor profile. What
They're
is
acting
that?
like they created the Hazy IPA.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Motherfuckers, you went to first.
I feel like
Fucking Wyoming.
I feel like they went to the future. It sounded like. I'm like, how do you do that? Do you have a DeLorean somewhere? What's happening?
It's kind of dry. Which is weird for a hazy.
Yeah, are you getting a banana profile? Is that me? Like a banana smoothie. It's throwing me off. I mean, am I weird? I'm probably weird, but
No, I'm not getting any banana. I'm getting a little tropical fruit, and a little stone fruit. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I can get a little banana there.
it's
Kind of like more like a banana pudding,
yeah, some sort of like weird smoothie like.
but like
concoction.
a generic banana pudding, not like a
Right.
nice name brand.
Yeah,
Not like a Nabisco.
exactly. You're getting
You're getting the Sam's Choice.
sure. Yeah, I was,
I think that's the Walmart one.
I was about to say I didn't know what it was, but thank you. Yeah.
I don't know if I care for this.
Seems like a basic bitch.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's like we don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I don't.
It's a basic B.
I'm gonna give it a 3 now. It's a 3.
It's
It's
not.
definitely not a 3.83. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from.
That's super weird. I
These
don't get it.
Haze boys.
Bunch of haze boys, craze boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Someone gets a haze and they're just like, oh man, I drink craft beer.
Exactly.
Like, bro.
Dude, this is good.
Love craft beer.
Bro.
Have you had this hazy?
Fucking millennials. Jesus.
No, but I bet I know what it tastes like.
Oh. A hazy.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm gonna go 275, my man.
275. I'm gonna go 3. I don't hate it.
I mean,
I'm not offended. I thought about rating it under a 3, but I'm not offended. It is weirdly dry.
Right on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I still don't think I'm offended. It's still drinkable.
Yeah, I get a weird banana like smoothie profile. I really don't like those.
Is it the thickness that's getting you?
It's a little thick,
So
but I mean,
I'm getting a
it's
taste
not.
of banana.
Maybe it's me, man. That's why I don't know. We all taste things differently, so I mean, what are you gonna do?
It's true. It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, it's still a little ahead of the curve.
True.
Yeah, apparently it's true. It's a little ahead of the curve, but I mean, still, it's like they crafted it.
Yeah, they did craft it. I don't know if they crafted it well.
Exactly.
They crafted it.
It's average.
Yeah, no.
It's average.
Moving on. What do you guys want to talk about now?
Let's go Easter eggs, should we? Or should we talk about the Starro villain, as it were?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we can kind of talk about the villain. So the villains here, I mean, we have a few of them, right?
Right.
We have the evil Maltesian military
Correct.
peoples.
Right.
We got Starro, and then we got the Thanker.
Yep.
So we kind of have three, and at some level, fucking Amanda Waller, too.
She's always there.
Yeah.
Such a vicious bitch. What a terrible person.
Big ol' C.
Big ol' C, man.
so angry.
Capital C in bold, italicized.
You only see her on
underlined.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
We all. So yeah, Starro. I kind of felt bad for Starro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Somehow it's a kaiju you sympathize with.
it really is, because it was a kaiju really just floating around in space, enjoying itself, just around there, looking at stars. Gets captured, really kind of has to defend itself because, well, it got captured by a couple American astronauts.
90s? In the 90s? Yeah.
Well, I said 30 years ago, so yeah, early, like pretty much in the early 90s is when this would have happened, or I guess 91, we think if the movie takes place in present day.
Yeah.
Experimented on, just kept
Captive,
Yeah.
you know, not allowed to go anywhere. I mean, pretty much just fed these poor human beings, whether they were, like I said, political rivals, journalists, dissidents, somebody that looked at them funny on the street.
Yeah.
You know, served him fucking his steak undercooked or overcooked, whatever it may be. So, yeah, I felt bad for Starro.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when it breaks loose, the CGI, again, really well done.
Super good. Yeah. It's like they had the same people who had worked on Pacific Rim, the first movie, working on this one. I was like, you know what? You did a good fucking job, people.
Yeah, I definitely think they took a lot of time with it. It looks like they did. At least they really put a lot of effort into the CGI characters that needed it, namely King Shark and Starro. Yeah, and I thought both of them they did a wonderful job with.
Totes and goats, my man. Yeah, like it's sort of talking back about our podcast at the beginning of this. We referenced Starro, and so Starro, just following that timeline, Starro's been captive for 30 years in Jotunheim, which is the research facility we mentioned earlier. And as Jerry had mentioned, just been fed bullshit people and just feeding on people's unconsciousness. So after a while, you start to feel for this character, and you're like, holy shit, like you've been through some shit. Starro's last words after growing to an unreasonable size in this film and just unleashing unholy rage of 30 years of fucking anger and torment is that, yeah, I've been floating in space, and now is the best time in my life, essentially, to paraphrase. And so, it's, yeah, you feel bad for it.
You feel bad, and then you have this group of essentially mostly American convicts having to forcibly destroy this creature, and it's not, we learn not to protect America, it's to protect America's image. Exactly. That ultimately, you know, they wanted to do these experiments, just not on American soil.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because when I looked up, according to, oh, fuck, what site was I on? I should have written it down. I knew I should have, but I forgot.
We got this covered.
But Project Starfish was an actually, like, real American, like, government program, where in 1962, it was a U.S. nuclear testing program where they sent essentially a fucking nuclear rocket into space and exploded it, just trapping radiation in the atmosphere. The test was known as Starfish Prime, and, you know, it was kind of one of those things where they just shot shit up into space and did it just to see what would happen.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So now there's unnecessary nuclear radiation in space because of, you know, American government.
Like, what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
God,
We're terrible.
ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
You know, I will say with Starro, the way he had dispelled his little stars from like his like armpits,
Right.
That was kind of gross.
It was
Yeah.
super gross,
Super gross.
but
man.
fits. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really going to be a pleasant looking thing
No.
if that happened. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Peter Capaldi as the thinker.
Yeah.
He's such a motherfucker.
Pretty good.
Breaking it down, he's a great actor. I love the way he was dispatched by Starro, fucking torturing him for 30 years, literally remorseless,
No. Yeah.
until he realizes he's going to be ripped in twain and then smashed like a fucking grape.
Dude, that was the best right there. I'm like, Starro, you deserve that. Good on you, buddy.
So right at the beginning, though, and I love this, maybe my favorite Easter egg, and I wouldn't have noticed it until it was pointed out. But when the guy administering the shot, that you see him plant the bomb into Savant, aka Michael Rooker, that's John Ostrander. That is the guy that created the Suicide Squad for the comics.
Nice. That's super cool, man. I didn't
I
know
thought
that.
that was dope as shit. Like, so I wouldn't have known that either until I was watching the thing, and they're like, John Ostrander. I was like, where do I know that name from? Well, it's because we've read a bunch of comics with his name on it. So I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Leave it to James Gunn to
Mhm.
fucking acknowledge
Pretty fucking cool.
the creator. Fucking great, dude.
So let's talk about when we're going through like the prisons. Obviously, we see a bunch of characters that have been different variations of the Suicide Squad or B or C list villains, for whether it's Batman, Flash, any other fucking rogues gallery out there.
Sure.
Pretty sure we had Crazy Quilt, the girl with all like looked like the patchwork tattoos.
Yep.
That has to be Crazy.
I think you're right, man. It can't be anyone
It's the
else.
only thing that makes sense because it looks like the costume that Crazy Quilt had.
Yep.
It's a weird character.
I don't know very much about her, but I just know what they look like.
So it's a man in the comic books. He's essentially an actual like painter, not like house painter, but paints like on canvas and shit. That moonlit as a crime boss, and they went to rob a bank. One of his henchmen turned on him. He shot him in the head and didn't kill him, but blinded him. While in prison, he underwent surgery to try and get his vision back, but it only allowed him to see things in like super obnoxious bright colors. Pretty much drove him mad. And then he created, my understanding, this helmet that he could shoot lights out of that would like send people into seizures, and then he created laser beams that he could shoot out of his helmet. Pretty much just like super fucking dumb villain.
Yeah.
Super dumb villain.
Yeah.
But hey, that's Batman for you.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Light calendars and ketchup is what he deals with on occasion.
Speaking of calendars,
Calendar man.
that was who Sean Gunn was.
Touche.
The other one on there, and you could kind of tell it was Calendar Man just because around his head he had all the months of the year tattooed around it. What a terrible tattoo.
It was real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder who made it. Obviously, Calendar. I don't really know anything about Calendar Man besides he, plans crimes based off of events in the calendar.
Yeah. A very
Wow.
puzzling villain too. If you go back to Batman the Animated Series, Calendar Man actually had a pretty decent arc in that one. But very good, very heavy into planning and strategery is what I found out. Almost not quite on the Riddler's level, but pretty close.
I guess that could make sense, especially in today's world with everything being so automated. You could do some interesting stuff with that. Still pretty lame.
Still pretty lame.
Well, he's kind of like Kenny. He dies, but he's reincarnated every year. He's killed.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know how that works. A YouTube video told me that.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how that works.
Interesting.
Like Hawkman. All right. Well,
Yeah.
All right. Crazy. All right.
Next to Calendar Man was a character called Double Down. Don't know who this is from, but apparently he gets his powers from a magical deck of cards where he was in a poker game, and in a fit of rage he killed his poker opponent, and these cards for whatever reason seared himself to his skin. But his power is he can take the cards off and throw them, and they're like razor sharp. So he has like ninjas playing cards off his body. I don't know if they come back or whatever, but
Didn't the CW do something like that?
I think so. I think so. I feel like I remember seeing something like that too, like fucking Wannabe Gambit. But I'm pretty sure in Arrow or Flash or something. I think it was Flash
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know.
in one of the earlier seasons with some of the oddball villains.
Double down. Yeah.
Double down. I'm a double down. So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah. Terrible.
What other Easter eggs you guys find?
We're pretty quick. Let's see what else we got here. I don't know. Oh yeah, Palm Klamatov was in this. I forgot about that. I immediately noticed there when there's a scenario where they're trying to get the thinker at the bar, and we see Palm. I'm like, man, she's got some little chesty in this
She's
one.
got some pom-poms.
She does got some pom poms.
I love that because of James Gunn, now there are so many characters that get to say they've been in both Marvel and DC.
Right.
I mean, alone in this one we got Palm, even though she wasn't really a character in this one, she was just like the dancer or whatever. But then from the beginning we have Michael Rooker.
Yep.
We got Sean Gunn,
Yep.
who's obviously been in multiple ones. We've got the guy with the weird name again, Polka Dot Man, David.
David Dalmashi.
Yeah, he's been in a lot because he was in fucking Ant-Man too.
Yep. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, thank you. There we go.
Sylvester, really.
Sylvester Stallone.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go. Sylvester Stallone too. And I'm sure there are more out there, but just that's like in this movie alone.
Yeah.
They've got Marvel and DC under their resume now, so good for those guys.
A couple of converts. Yeah.
I thought it was funny, dude. Sure, the look on Palm's face in this one, she just so good at just looking so creepy and just dissolute, just staring straight through your soul.
Dude,
It's weird.
It was
She's got
dark.
crazy eyes.
Yep. Just dead inside. Yikes.
Dude, fucking, and yeah, in Jotunheim, I guess this one will just, that was a cool callback. The very first ever Suicide Squad number 1, was them pretty much doing the same thing, having to go and destroy Jotunheim, but it wasn't Starro, it was like a terrorist jihad group, generic 80s terrorist villain.
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, the jihad.
Exactly.
Jihad.
Exactly. Just super generic. Just like, I don't know, we're white Americans, who should we fight? Brown people. So I wasn't sure, and I don't know if I would have noticed it, but it was quite obvious. Bloodsport, was that his name? Oh yeah. His helmet, James Gunn said he took the design from the Xenomorph from the Alien movies.
Really?
Because he had the teeth on the bottom.
Yeah, and that big rounded head and the teeth. Yeah,
That's pretty
I was like,
rad.
obviously that was a Xenomorph
Oh,
helmet.
okay.
It was a pretty cool looking helmet.
It was great.
The function of it and everything was pretty
It
badass.
was
Yeah.
great.
Love all the nanotech that his character has.
And that's just like common play now in any movie.
Mhm.
After it fucking starts, like, you know what? Everybody gets nano.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You don't even explain it anymore. You just have to accept that it's part of the fucking.
The world that they
Because
have.
it's cool as fuck.
They're superheroes, deal with it. We're supervillains, whichever direction.
And that's the real whole movie, though. You know, it's like this is what it is. Take it as it is, and it's like this shit's ridiculous.
Dude, well, just only that, like the amount of like trailer moments you had just watching the film, every other scene was just like this overarching, like just grandiose shot, it seemed like, but it fit so well within the film. Like every other scene could have been in the trailer to me. It was just incredible.
Oh, absolutely. You could have done whatever you wanted with it. And I don't know what else you guys have. Rick Flag, rip.
Yeah, that's
Rip. But, I mean,
No one's safe, man.
no one's safe in this one. It goes to show no one's safe in this one. And also, that's kind of how Rick Flag dies in the comic books. I mean, he didn't get stabbed through the heart by Peacemaker, but he did die at Jotunheim when the building exploded. He died in the explosion.
Huh.
So, yeah.
God damn. Yeah, that was a rough day. I was like, fucking Rick.
Would have been
Right?
great if like they would have given him his RoboCop like armor.
Oh,
Yeah, where he's like, I'm putting this on.
You know, I totally fucking forgot that remake existed, and then I've heard it like 5 times in the last week for some reason, just random references to it, and I fucking forgot how shitty that movie was.
Yeah, 2014, man. They're actually planning to build a video game on the new generation of consoles, RoboCop, which would probably be awesome, honestly. But
Yeah, you could make a badass video, as long as they do kind of the original storyline and not the shitty remake.
yeah,
I still love how fun Joel Kinnaman's name is to say.
Kinnaman, Swedish actor, he's good.
With Rick Flag, it is really nice seeing his relationship with like Harley and how like, oh yeah, we are buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, what's up, homie?
Yeah, he was a character that I didn't really care for him in the first one
Not at
because
all.
they just made him like a generic military leader sort of thing that anybody else could have been. And in this one, you know, all of these characters, Rick Flag, Peacemaker, Bloodsport, they're the same, right? Ultimately, they're all interchangeable. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to make them all different in their own aspect. And this movie did a really good job of that.
Agreed.
And I like, Rick, how they ended up giving like so much character to him. You really ended up liking the guy between him wanting to save Harley, his relationship with Dubois. You could tell they really had a real brotherhood moment there, especially when they were in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love something about James Gunn and like teams coming together while they're drinking. It's beautiful.
He's great
Great.
ensemble.
Great, yeah.
Great.
Right. And then obviously when they're going to go like plan the rampage, he tells that one lady, whatever, the leader of the freedom fighters, like, if shit goes sideways, you realize the military is going to be here, and that leaves open your chance to take down this fucking government. And she's like, you're such a good man. And then he gets murked.
And he gets
For
murked.
Rick Flag because he wants to, you know, he wants to expose America's dirty secrets.
Yeah. Well, he just is like, it's doing the right thing on that one. He's like, I'm not gonna be like their fucking delivery boy on this one. This is not okay.
And I totally agree with them, man. That X-ray stab in the heart, what was that about? We see so many deaths, and for some reason we just, they're like, no, you know he dies. You're going to see it go right through the fucking heart. And be like, oh no, he might come back.
Someone played too much Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if that's necessary, but I guess they really wanted you to know that this is a death love, you know? So like, all right. Guess it's happening.
Pretty much the only thing I could think of, too.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, we're making sure he's not coming back.
Right. That's what I got for Easter eggs. I don't know if you guys got anything else.
That's all I got, my man.
That's
Yeah.
what we got. All right. Well, time to drink the next beer. I guess we'll drink this one as our I Tap That series because this is Warfield Brewery's Basketball Coolness with some orange juice. So I guess in honor of America winning gold in the Olympics. That's all I got. Warfield is from Ketchum, Idaho.
Oh, what?
That's right.
Organic IPA, 6.4% coming in at 51 IBUs. Made with Rocky Mountain water. Whole leaf hops.
So you know it's good.
You know it's good.
You know it's good.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the Untapped on this one. It's really silly.
What's the description?
That's awesome. Yeah, here it is. A beer with a long name.
Not that long. It is a long name though. Basketball Coolness with some orange juice.
It's like they figured out.
What the fuck does that even mean?
They're just like, you know what? We gave up on naming it, so this is what it is. Guys, you realize we're paying for every letter here. But yeah, so this is in at 6.4% ABV, 51 IBUs. It has an average rating of 3.79 and only 35 ratings on Untapped, so pretty fucking new.
Speaking of the Olympics, I was watching the competitive speed walking. It was intense.
That should not be it.
It was intense.
Was it nothing but soccer moms in there?
Like competing?
Yeah.
It was all dudes. There's the
What?
men's. I'm sorry. There was the men's.
You
competitive
just saw the
speed walking.
men's competition.
Yeah.
Weren't we watching dressage one day?
Yeah, I watched that again.
Oh, you did.
I obviously didn't watch the dressage because, never mind.
It wasn't our choice. It was just on. It was just at the bar.
But I have watched some highlights of it. Some of that shit's hilarious, man.
I just don't get
It's
it, bro.
adorable. It's awesome.
Just don't get it.
So I'm on Warfield's website to see if they had anything more because I'm just intrigued by this name. I wonder if there's a story behind it. What started as a joke has turned into a delicious IPA featuring Amarillo hops and organic orange juice.
Okay.
Like everything else is like a 3, 4, 5 sentence description almost, and then that's all we get with this one. So fuck us, I guess.
Huh.
But ultimately, how's the beer taste? And would we tap it?
I'm not hard. I don't know, man.
It is orangey. I can definitely taste the orange in it.
What's definitely? It's not like a beer mosa either.
Not like a beer mosa. Nope. But it is orangey. It is fruity.
Yeah.
It's good. It really sits in your mouth. Like it stays there. It takes up every nanometer
It's a linger.
of your mouth hole.
Yeah.
At least it does for me.
Yeah.
Tastes in all aspects. The roof of my mouth, my tongue, my cheeks, my teeth.
Yeah, coats my teeth, bro. Coats my teeth.
It tastes really good though. I do like the taste quite a bit.
Orange juice makes it a tad on the acidic end, just from my taste. I don't know if you guys are sensing that.
Sure.
Most definitely.
Sure.
It's not thick, but it does coat. Does coat your mouth.
That's the only thing I don't like about it, is the coatiness of it. But other than that, I think it's really good. It's got kind of even a juicy, like, mouth taste to it, mouth feel. Drinks kind of closer to a juice than it does a beer.
Yeah.
But no, I think I actually enjoy this.
I'm wrestling with it, bro. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which side of the fence I'm gonna lie right now. I'm having a tough time.
I'll say it. I'll tap it. I'd give it a 3.5. I actually enjoy it. I would want a very small keg, not a big one, but I'd go through this. I could see it. I could really enjoy, I think, marinating like a steak or some bratwursts with this, like a long, nice marinade. Some other things would make some pretty tasty shit.
I could see it as a, like, especially like some chicken. That might be a decent marinade. Maybe some kebabs. I
Ooh,
don't know.
yeah. Yeah. I could get down with that.
I don't have a number yet. PK, what do you think
Well,
about
I'll get you a kebab later.
that? Thank you.
Orange juicy indeed. You know,
Yeah.
when you drink it, it's like right on your lips.
That's what it's supposed to be,
That's what
though.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I also really like it. And I will give her a 3.75.
All right.
And yeah, I would like her to tap me.
Oh, okay. You want to get inside you on this one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll slide in her DMs later.
Sure. Let me know how it goes.
I will. Screenshot it.
Thank you. I fully support this.
Dope.
Um,
Really screenshot my dick pic.
I've already seen it. I'm already in
It will
awe.
be a different dick pic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Exciting. Well, I can't wait now. With that, yeah, thank you for the description, everyone. Paul's dick pic really put me over the top on this one. I think it's good. It is good. Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go 3.5. I would tap it.
Nice.
Small keg. But I think this is one of Warfield's better offerings, as it were, because I know we've had them on the show before and
They did
It's-
hit it out of the park.
not gone well.
Mhm.
Yeah, but this is better. This has flavor. This has personality to it.
It kind of restores some faith in
Yeah,
it for
it's-
me, actually. I'll reach out for more of their beers now, I think.
Agree. It's crispy. The orange juice quality is there. It's what it purports itself to be. So I can't knock them on that. So yeah, nice job, Warfield.
Cool.
So we tap it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Excellent. All right, let's get back into the Suicide Squad, I guess, unless you guys need a break or anything. A couple of punanies.
Oh, we can power through.
Actually, I'm gonna watch that movie now.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about?
I got some stuff right now. If you guys want to talk about it.
Sure.
First things first. Captain Boomerang deserved more.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I really like that character. I like the way Jai Courtney plays him a lot. I was hoping we'd get more Boomerang.
Yeah, he showed him. He actually killed some people with his boomerang, which is dope.
Dude, and I was kind of just going through IMDb, and the one dude, when he, does his murders with his boomerang, who gets his head sliced in half, his character name is Sliced Dome Soldado.
Outrageous.
Sliced Dome Soldado. Dang it.
What is Soldado?
I think it's Spanish for soldier.
Okay.
On the resume.
Yeah, that makes sense. Slice down soldier. Awesome.
I follow Fula on Facebook.
I follow him on
And
Instagram.
yeah, he's all like, I've been working out. So I was like, I thought he would have like a bigger role in the movie.
So did I. I really hope so, but I knew he wouldn't just because we only see him for like that one line in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you watch the trailer later in the movie, Harley has his javelin. He's nowhere to be found. So that one, obviously, we knew going in a lot we're going to die, but the spoiler, if you pay attention, kind of made it obvious he dies super fast.
Most definitely.
But his legacy lasts.
His legacy,
Oh,
exactly,
yeah.
right? But that's the
Yeah.
one thing that I really appreciated. He always had more lines than a lot of the other characters.
Yeah.
He had that connection with Harley, which is huge for these movies. And then again, his weapon ended up being the most important thing in the movie, arguably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what fucking... They used that so well, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it was... I love Flula in it. I
It
love
is
Flula
kinda
as it
like,
was.
you
I'm
know,
excited he was able to do it. I hope
Yeah.
to see his kind of career skyrocket.
Right,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, but like his javelin was kind of like Cap's like shield. You know, like Harley kept finding it. He's like, oh, here you are.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are.
She's like,
Love that. Love that. Cracked me up. And
Oh,
every time
oh,
just so
that's-
excited, like, oh, look at it.
yeah.
When she fucking gets in the taxi cab after her badass action scene. We won't talk about that. I really like the way that was
So
done from
good.
beginning to end.
So good.
But yeah, the way they use that javelin, the spears, the sword, every aspect of it, you know, use it as a launching pad, whatever, or to save herself when she's jumping off of something. Pretty dope.
It's super badass. Yeah.
So,
love all the callback she has with it too, and like, yeah, like Harley was the best person to have that based on her skills.
Dude, and it was so funny with obviously, you know, having to find the purpose for it. She's like, I'm waiting for God to tell me. There's the Lord Jesus Christ. Or him. Whoever, really. Like, there are so many, like, I don't know, little things like that about the movie I really enjoy.
So many great elements. Yeah. There's a lot. And that's the thing that I appreciated. There's so much death and killing and murder, and there's so many great moments of levity involved in that.
Well,
too.
even the way they did the death and murder, there were huge moments of levity. Like when they raid the camp to try to save Flag, especially fucking between Bloodsport and Peacemaker. Just their little competition that they have to do. The way John Cena acts as that motherfucker that's laying down, the exploding bullets, the shooting the dude with his dick out. You know, nobody likes to show off unless the thing they're showing off is dope as fuck.
And like, yeah, he just like immediately retorts like, God, he's right.
Dude, and then when fucking he flips off Peacemaker and he does like the jerk off and like, then you see him like move his face like he actually was dodging the skeet or got hit with it or well, fucking Christ, dude.
It's priceless. Those little moments where he's just reacting to this stupid bullshit like childhood.
I love it, right? I love how John Cena goes from this little tiny blow dart gun murking people from 30 feet away to this comically oversized fucking Clint Eastwood 50 caliber style handgun that he puts a silencer on to make it look even bigger.
It's a straight shotgun, dude. It's a fucking handgun.
Absurd.
For
Absurd. Dude, I love the way everything he wore was super undersized when they put that polo on him and it only goes down to like his belly button because his muscles are so fucking massive.
The creativity of him killing people is so great.
Yeah.
His big old broadsword just murdering people.
So good.
Wielding it in a way that only a man like fucking John Cena can. I love when he was just standing there fucking in his tiny whities, not to be racist. Fucking dick outline.
Bro,
So massive, dude. So massive.
And I look like you see a little titties in this, some absurdly like jiggly titties, but the dick in this movie, man, they gave it to you.
Dude, you got straight male dick in this movie. Like, the gentleman who was shirt cocking, who got murked in that camp, I'm like, how do you kill a shirt cocker, bro? Like, it's not
Right?
fair.
Oh god, when they find out it was the fucking freedom fighters too.
Oh my god. That's exactly when the levity, that's exactly the moment I was thinking. I was like, oh, you know, we didn't see
Nope,
anybody.
haven't seen them.
Nope, not sure where they're at.
I took them all to my mother in my head and then killed them.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And that whole situation was just absurd. He has to like see his mother and people to kill him.
Oh my god.
That's
That's
I
so
hate
funny.
that. That's a
But
lot I
again,
hate.
he ends up being such an empathetic character.
Yeah.
One you really like. It was interesting to me that they made an interdimensional virus to where these things literally bulge out of his skin.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird.
That was super
But
weird.
it was cool.
Yeah, super rad. Yeah.
Super sad.
Very sad. Very sad.
But yeah, like, and then just the fact that it just made him insane. And he's like, this is my cross to bear.
Freud would love to study this guy
I'm sure he
with
was
his mama issues, huh?
super nuts, dude. Yeah. Let's Jesus, probably some sort of electric complex.
Well, I love that he does. I was kind of sad he died. I was hoping he would be one that somehow would sneak through.
Me too.
You know, he obviously has a great moment where he helps take down Starro, but he got too excited. He would have paid attention, he could have got out of the way.
Got caught
Kept
up
his
in
head
the
on a
moment.
swivel.
Yeah.
You know, he got too excited being a fucking superhero.
Yeah, and that's got to be a powerful element too, right there. Just like, you know, people always see me as a villain, but right now I'm actually helping the
Just
world.
misunderstood.
Yeah, and it's
That's
like,
all. We
fuck.
never really know why he was in this Suicide Squad though, which kind of bummed me out. We don't find out. It doesn't matter.
No, we just know he's like a Batman
But yeah.
villain.
Oh, an important lesson with Polka Dot Man is act like you've been there before,
Yeah.
even if it's your first time.
Yep.
Act like you've been there before. Get your
Sure.
shit together, or else a giant starfish is gonna squish you.
Yeah, you never know, man. You just gotta figure that shit out.
If it acted
Sometimes.
like you'd been there before,
You didn't know.
might still be with us.
Yep.
Maybe not.
Rip.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, my other curiosity of this film is this bird motif. Do you guys sense that a bit?
So much with
it's
birds,
like, where's John Woo at?
right? Fucking.
I'm trying to figure out what that means.
And they went back. Well, I think it was a bit of a freedom and kind of control thing, right?
That's my
like
thought.
a caged bird versus a free bird,
Yep.
right? Because it was kind of to me, because that is one of those things that are both, right?
Yep.
There's that old saying, you're as free as a bird, you can fly wherever you want.
Yep.
But then also you're caged like a bird. Right? That's why there were, like miners that would take canaries with them.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if it was a toxic area, the canaries would die and you would know, because these fucking birds are expendable.
Yep.
So that I thought was kind of interesting, especially with Savant, right? Where you see him murk that poor little bird with his racquetball, and then after he gets his head blown up, you see a bird kind of feasting on his brain.
Exactly. Then there's that bird like estuary essentially
Mhm.
that he's holding on, and then
And I think that was a thing too with
Yeah.
him and Harley when they had their moment. They were free, they were together, it was beautiful. But then after he died and they changed regime, a bunch of caged birds again and just
get marked.
kill them. Shows how easy it is to kill a caged bird. Whether you're in an
Exactly.
actual cage or you have a nanobomb in the back of your skull.
Yeah, no, and I think you're right. Definitely, like paradoxically, like freedom and control, which is
Mhm.
going on there.
Which I think was a
Kind
big
of
theme of this movie.
I
too.
think you're 100%.
So that's where I see the
Yeah.
birds.
No, I was thinking that as well. So I was just like, this is very blatant.
Dude, and then I was wondering, just because again there's so much bird murder in this, when they're all checking in before the Harley rescue, and then you see King Shark on his little one, like bird, and I thought he was just gonna eat it.
I did too.
It's just gonna be another random bird death.
King Shark lets the pigeon be, which was interesting. Pigeons, though, rats of the bird world, so there might have been a little combination.
True.
connection.
What do you guys think of ultimately, like, I thought it was kind of cool how the character we thought would be the one that would ultimately save the world was Ratcatcher, because she just controls fucking rats. She's kind of the one to save the world.
Dude, I saw that coming. I was like, once I figured she was the squirrel girl, like compatibility, I was like, she's gonna play a big role in
Mhm.
this, and I was like, yep, here it is, and she just that army of rats crawls up Starro's like legs and just destroys after Harley is able to use the javelin to get into the eyeball.
Eye
of
and
this
the
thing.
eye fluid. Ooh, that was
Ooh.
an interesting scene, huh?
So much anger and pain that had to hurt so
Dude.
bad. Eye pain is the worst. Like
One of the worst.
from
pains.
what I can tell, childbirth by far is the most painful thing. From what I'm told, eye pain is a
See-
distant second.
I read a study, and childbirth is like number 7. There,
What?
Yeah, like eye pain's up there. They're actually saying a swift kick to the testicles ranks higher on pain decibels. Breaking a major bone like your humerus or your femur is a higher pain.
Really
Yeah, level
interesting.
than that. So it's
Okay.
just like,
I've-
not to say anything, but scientifically there are apparently are.
People are rocking the pain.
I don't want to do any of those.
No,
If you
no,
make it in
no,
the top
no.
100 of how bad it hurts, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
I
Especially if it involves ripping my genitalia.
Yep.
That's the one, it's like, I might break an arm, but it's a cast and it comes back. I don't have to stitch together my vagina and pee whenever I laugh a little bit for the rest of my life. So, there's definitely, even if it's not the most painful, which, hey, shit, maybe it is,
Yeah.
it has some of the fucking
Yeah,
Shit, I don't want to do
dude,
it.
I don't even
Sorry,
know.
I'm not trying to be offensive to women. They're amazing creatures.
But birthing a child into the world and you rip your taint in half straight through your asshole.
Yeah.
I can't. I just
I
can't
feel like I'd
fathom
rather
that.
break my arm than
I would 100% break my clavicle, my arm, and my femur all at the same
You're not gonna
time.
rip your gooch. Yeah.
Right. Plus, if you get kicked in the balls, it might hurt really bad for a second, but then you're over it.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully.
The scariest part is waiting
As long as
for
you
it
don't
to
pop in
happen.
that.
Yeah. As long as you don't get testicular torsion in the process.
I will say though that the death of Starro,
Mm-hmm.
it was not what I expected.
What'd you
You
expect?
know, superhero film, you kind of expect like punch, kick, what big laser.
Giant
Sure.
explosions.
Not
Yeah.
like through the eye, eaten from the inside.
Isn't that nice though? Because we see so many just giant, grayed out explosions, generic deaths, especially with fucking DC. It's a huge theme with DC. Just dark, grayed out characters. Shazam, Wonder Woman, not the second Wonder Woman, but so many others. It's just the kind of the way it goes. Batman v Superman, the original one against Steppenwolf, it was all just kind of gray smoke and shit.
Yeah.
So for them, that's a really good point, Paul. I appreciate you bringing that up. I didn't even think about that. It's a much more original, unique ending to a giant
Yeah, they straight up killed him.
superhero battle. Yeah.
Well, and I was getting some like elements, like some references to like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when they were taking down that massive creature from a different dimension at the beginning of GOT2.
Oh yeah.
And that was a pretty gruesome ending as well. So James Gunn definitely enjoys the descriptive and the death of that one. So.
No, I think most people really like this movie. I know our friend Denny Luce seemed to really not like it. He also said he liked the first Suicide Squad, so I'm like, you're way backwards, bro. Love you, but you backwards on this one.
This movie was
The first Suicide Squad
superior to
is one of the worst. Yeah. It's not just better than the first Suicide Squad. I legitimately think the first Suicide Squad is top 5 worst comic book movies ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would agree with that.
Agreed.
Ever.
Oh yeah.
Of all of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's there with Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's up there with, I don't know, Tobey Maguire dance in Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up there with, like, oh shit, what was the wannabe Sin City black and white one?
The Spirit.
The Spirit.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah. I try to put it out of my head.
That's what I tried to do with the first Suicide Squad movie.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
It's not good.
But, anyways. I guess let's talk about the post-credit scenes. And then we'll drink our last beer and kind of get out of here.
Yeah, sounds good,
I
man.
think. So I'm pretty excited for this one. We had right at the end, even before the credits roll, they do the title card and then it shows Weasel coming back to life on the beach. And then just kind of running into the little island there.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird too because at 2 moments they showed that Weasel is dead on all their information. I was
Said
like,
deceased on the screen.
yeah. And I was like, do Weasel somehow have the ability to play dead? Am I missing that? I thought that was a fucking...
The vitals so low or whatever, it just wasn't right. Or maybe I just wonder if as soon as Savant said he's dead, they just like flipped the deceased switch or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know if we'll ever see him again. Maybe, maybe not.
Living on the island of Corto Maltese in the jungle somewhere.
Right. He should probably do pretty well for himself. There are a lot of rats for him to feast on.
It's true stories of giant weasel. Yeah.
More children for him to kill.
Oh god, that motherfucker. Yeah.
27 kids.
That's a lot. It's too many.
That's why he didn't feel bad when the weasel died.
Exactly. Yeah. Right out the gate.
And then the big one, right? The real post-credit scene, we see obviously Peacemaker is still alive. They say they found him under the rubble. His heart was still beating. They brought him back to Argus? They don't call it Argus, but it's Argus, right?
That's what it seems like. It's
Pretty sure it's Argus. It's got to be.
It's some sort of low-key medical facility.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going with this whole thing is Argus. They just haven't called it that. And I thought it was interesting because I knew before this that there was going to be an 8-episode miniseries with Peacemaker. But obviously, James Gunn said nobody's safe. There is a Peacemaker series, but that's because John Cena was surprisingly so much fun to work with, but it's an origin story. So don't expect anybody to live. Even Harley's not safe, which we knew was bullshit, right?
Right.
But obviously, that's not true. because we see him alive at the end of it, and then we see old Stephen Agee's character, what's her name, and all of them saying it's payback for essentially knocking Waller out.
Which had to happen.
But I think it's kind of cool, though. So the show's going to come out. It's an 8-episode series sometime in 2022. That's all I could find. And my guess is it's going to be based off of the series Checkmate, which is like Suicide Squad. They're still under the Task Force X protocol. But for whatever reason, it's called Checkmate. And I think more because these guys are specifically an anti-terrorist organization. Versus, Suicide Squad will go in and, steal shit or shoot up things, whatever. This one, I guess, is meant to do, in the comics, anti-terrorist stuff until even the government was like, all right, Peacemaker, you're a bit too much for us. So, who knows? I was listening to a podcast with John Cena, and he said he got a call from James Gunn. He was like, yeah, I had a month off. I was bored. So I wrote an 8-episode miniseries on HBO about Peacemaker. Do you want to do it?
John Cena wrote that.
No. Oh, James Gunn did.
Okay.
So James Gunn wrote the series, and he's directing it. Right. So he will be the one based around this. So
James is just running treatment for a miniseries.
What do you guys think about that? Out of all the characters, Peacemaker getting the spinoff.
I guess I'm okay with it. Peacemaker, I'm okay with him.
Personally, I love it.
Yeah.
You know how much I love John Cena.
I love
all about it.
Dude, John Cena just can't be killed, man. I mean, there's no give up in this guy's heart, He is who he is.
There are a few. Most of the characters I expect to die. Obviously, we were sad to see Flula go just because we fucking love Flula board. I like how we talk about Flula like we're actually friends with him. I'd like to think we would be. I was sad to see Boomerang go. Sad to see Rick Flag go, but it makes sense. And I guess apparently Kinnaman's off doing other stuff too. So
see, that's what I thought about Jack Courtney. I was like, maybe he just had another commitment. He's like, I only got like a week.
Or who knows? He's Captain Boomerang. Maybe they'll bring him back. He'll always come back. And then when they killed off Peacemaker, or when he got shot right through the neck, I was really sad too.
Yeah,
it was like it makes sense, obviously for the story, but I do like the idea of them being able to bring him back. And then he can do his shit, and then he can be like, yeah, it wasn't personal, the world doesn't know, high five, and literally move on, because they're psychopaths like that.
Yep, yeah. Like, just
follow. He's like, I told you, the smaller bullets. You used it against me, you son of a bitch. Good job.
There's so many
it won't happen again.
So many great callback moments,
Yeah, a lot of silly moments, but overall, I really enjoyed it.
I loved it. Honestly, really good movie. Yeah.
It was a fun movie.
So, yeah, I hope most people enjoyed it. Actually, I don't give a fuck. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's what I care about.
Have a good time. Hopefully you do too. If not, go fuck yourself. Figure it out.
All right. Let's drink our last beer and get out of here, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So, we're drinking 2 organic beers tonight. Although I'm pretty sure the Warfield one I don't think was organic. I think you just used organic orange juice.
Probably.
But it does have the USDA certified organic thingy on it.
Huh.
But now, all right, we are going to finish the night off with a sweet one, maybe. This is from Hopworks Urban Brewery, a.k.a. Hub, and this is a honey porter. And it's got a mean-looking bee holding the, looks like a gavel for honey. Oh. But anyways, this is a, what's it called? A beastly porter, Beestly porter, because it is made with organic honey.
Okay.
So we're going to be drinking a honey porter. What do you guys think about that before we even get into it?
Oh, I think this is actually called a honeycomb.
Oh, the thing he's holding?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a gavel, but it's actually called a honeycomb.
Interesting. Anything else there?
That is how you dole out the honey.
Here you go. I like how they got a Save the Bees thing on it. So this is clearly, because that Hub is super huge for charity and the planet and all that shit. They're a certified B Corporation. They're 1% for the planet, salmon safe. They're all about that. So my guess is they do something with like a bee charity on this one. 6% alcohol. So we're sitting right around there in the 6s tonight. Not too bad, except for that first one. All right, let's see. I like a porter over a stout. When it's really hot, sometimes I can't drink a stout. I don't know if it's the roasted versus unroasted malts. But I can kind of always fuck with a porter. Especially if it's like a good Baltic porter or a nice sweet porter. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that is so good. I really like that. Got a 369.
369.
What do you guys think about this?
Okay, sorry, I have to go back. It is a honeycomb wooden stick, but it's called a fung wooden honeycomb stick. So just
A fung?
It's a fung.
F-U-N-G, a fung wooden
Interesting.
honeycomb stick. That's what the image is. So I had to double check my knowledge there.
Close enough. We got it.
I was there. Yeah.
We got it, baby. It's nice. It's roasty. It does have a little bit of honey. I kind of wish there was more of a honey taste to it. But it is sweet. It sits nicely. This is a really good one. It kind of scrubs the palate. It's almost washing away that orange juice.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The thick magnitude of this one is a little on the higher end, to borrow a phrase from my buddy here. And it washes it away, brushes it away really, and then just sort of replaces it with this nice just quality of nuttiness.
On their website, it says an organic, robust American porter that exudes clover and honey aromas with delicate notes of caramel and light, roasty finish. Save the bee. It's a gold medal winner at the New York International Beer Competition. It uses Cascade and Fuggle hops. Obviously organic.
Obviously.
All right. That's what it says.
All right.
Caramel, that is right there. So we got a nice little honey caramel porter. Yeah, I like this.
How
I
fun.
like this a lot.
Even on a hot day, like it's 90 degrees outside, probably 110 degrees in here, 180 degrees in my pants. So it's just a warm
Got a
day.
hot dick?
Yeah, it's a warm day, but
Hot
this
dick.
is
You
nice.
talking about Vic?
Yeah, talking about Vic's hot dick.
Talking about Vic's hot dick?
Hot dick Vic.
Oh, hot big dick.
HDV, this is how they weak. All right.
I'd give it a 4. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Quattro.
Thoroughly.
I do like the honey flavor I'm getting. I thought it'd be a bit more prominent. Maybe that was just more like my expectations of the
I was
beer.
hoping a little more honey too. I agree.
I'm hoping, yeah, that's kind of my hope as well. I'm not getting it right now.
But the hint of, after you swallow, it's not bad. And I like it. I like it. 4.0.
Cool.
Okay. I am gonna go 375. I want more honey. I don't know if it's a temperature situation or what, but I want a little more honey quality to it.
Yeah, maybe when it warms up, it is still pretty cool. Maybe we'll get a little bit more honey out of it. I still think it's there though. That's still my favorite beer of the night, I think.
Agreed.
Yep, yeah, based on what I had, I would agree with you both.
Let us know your thoughts on the Suicide Squad if you would like. Give us any Easter eggs we missed. I know there's some we missed because I know there were ones I didn't talk about. But if you guys liked them, let us know. If you agreed or didn't agree with us and you want to let us know, fucking go for it. If not, not. We do, however, really appreciate it if you would give us a big old subscribe, a follow. If you're not, tell your friends. As always, I recommend if you see their phone unlocked, just grab it, open up their podcast app, iTunes, Google Podcast, whatever. Fucking subscribe. If you do that and send me a screenshot, I will buy you a beer if you're local.
We will.
Mm-hmm. Just because that seems like a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate the support. Check out our website, Brewnomics.beer. Follow us on all things social media at Brewnomics. Unless you guys got anything else, until next time, I'm Jared.
I've been Vic.
I am Paula. I'm going to say that Will said this movie was so much morbid fun and lots of great references and a good soundtrack because Will's not here. Also, fuck Will.
Fuck
you,
Will.
Bye.